Hello, people of the internet. It is me, Real American Politics, back in with a new segment. That's right, everybody. We are trying something a little bit different on the Real American YouTube channel. We are trying a new morning segment for every day, or at least every weekday throughout the year. Now, this segment I'm calling Morning with Real American, and the whole idea is there's a lot of news that happened yesterday or the day prior, whenever this video's out, whatever. Point is, this is a segment that focuses on all the news from the day prior, or the main news, and not just political. It could be related to sports, other big news, whatever. It's not just going to be politics. So, you guys get your morning news from Real American. And again, big shout out to the Coolidge project on Twitter. Alright, he helped a lot with this. He will get a shout out at the end of each video or in the description down below. His links will be down below. So yeah, big shout out to him for getting this information. And of course, I hope you enjoy. Smash the like button down below. Subscribe. Share with your friends. Hit that little bell. Follow the Twitter accounts in the description down below. Guys, follow Real American Politics. A big shout out to that Twitter account. The OG account needs more followers. And of course, join the channel today. This is a big shout out to everybody that supports the channel just for $3 a month. You could join Real American Politics, which helps support the daily content and new segments like this. You enjoy the content, and it's the best way to support it. So I hope and recommend you join today. Alright, enough blabbing. Let's get in today's morning segment. So the first big news comes not from politics. That's a first on this channel. Well, not really a first, but usually we don't discuss stuff outside of politics. It, of course, comes from the college basketball front. Now, March Madness is happening. Let's just say a bunch of people's brackets are already dead. That's not what this is about. This is about a major coaching change coming to St. John's. If you don't know, Rick Pitino has agreed to a 6-year deal with St. John's. Now, Rick Pitino, you may know him as the guy that, well, was the coach of Louisville when they had their scandal in 2013. So, this is a coach that has a lot of accomplishments. I mean, he's been to Final Four a bunch of times. He's been a national champion a couple times. And, well, he's usually been a fairly successful head coach. Now, he is the new head coach of St. John's, which they're a team that every couple of years they make it to March Madness. There's always that bubble team, you know, the team that every now and again they finally break through and make it to March Madness. They really haven't had a good season, at least in March Madness, since 1999 when they made the Elite Eight. So, hopefully for St. John's that this new coaching change turns around a program that really hasn't done much since the 90s. In the great state of Idaho, they have just passed, at least in the state legislature, a veto-proof majority bill that would allow the return of fire squad executions in some cases. Look, I am all for the death penalty because, in my opinion, you deserve the death penalty in very certain cases, especially if you murder a bunch of people. That's the time that you deserve the death penalty. And quite frankly, this is absolutely hilarious that this passed. I mean, it's just out of the blue. Yeah, Idaho has firing squads back. Now, you could say what you want about it, but it just is kind of funny and just bizarre that they actually passed this. I never thought we would see states bring back the firing squads, but for sure, Idaho is probably getting firing squads back for the death penalty, which it's been a while since we had a firing squad execution. It will be fascinating if it gets challenged in court, which it probably will. And yeah, we just got to see some updates out of Idaho if this actually passes. So some other major news that happened yesterday was China's President Xi has officially met with Putin in Moscow. Now, this is a pretty substantial development for foreign affairs. And quite frankly, this is just pathetic and stupid what the United States is doing. Look, you could say Russia's bad or whatever, but Russia could be a good ally or friend or whatever against China. economically, militarily, whatever. It is complete incompetence to push Russia towards China. We need Russia on our side if you want to actually limit the threat of China. So this is another foreign affair disaster for the Biden administration. And we need some change real quick. We can't just let Russia become a puppet of China. That's not a good thing. We can't let more major nations succumb to China. So yesterday in the stock market, we had some substantial movement out of First Republic Bank as the stock once again got absolutely hammered in the stock market. And quite frankly, this may be the first major domino to fall after the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank. And this is a story that we've been talking about for a little while now. We need to keep a close eye on this because we don't want the banks to collapse in America. And well, there's some signs that we may have some substantial issues coming our way in the coming months. But hopefully we don't reach that state of, okay, we need to spend trillions of dollars just to ensure people have their savings in order. This could get bad. Let's hope that we get a real solution ASAP. Now, an update on the Ukraine war against Russia. Once again, the United States has sent even more money worth of equipment to Russia. $350 million worth of equipment to Ukraine. When will this crap end? We have spent, at this point, I think it's $100 billion on Ukraine. That's more than Russia's military budget by 3, I think. And guess what? It's a stalemate over there. Why are we continuing this America Last platform of, oh, we're going to send more money to Ukraine? It's obviously a stalemate at this point. We have no business sending money or resources to Ukraine when our crime-ridden streets have gotten worse and worse and worse. Cities like San Francisco are falling apart. You cannot keep just throwing money at a foreign war. It's a waste of money, and it does not benefit the United States of America in any way, shape, or form. So we also had a major development in the jobs market yesterday. Amazon is to lay off another 9,000 employees after just weeks ago firing 18,000 people. So 27,000 employees in just like 2 or 3 weeks have been fired from one of the largest companies in the world. Yeah, there's an obvious sign that these companies know a recession's happening. You don't just lay off 27,000 employees in one of the largest companies in the world and think, yeah, there's no recession happening whatsoever. But this could get scary if they do in fact fire even more people. It's like 27,000 people lost their jobs in a matter of a couple weeks. Now, I know Amazon's not the perfect company in the world, but they're one of the biggest, and if they're worried about the jobs market like this, I think everybody else should be as well, because 27,000 employees, that's a lot for a company. So yeah, this is a significant development on the jobs front. Let us hope that this is not a trend that we see with other companies, which we actually already are with the tech industry. Now, the final major development that happened yesterday was President Biden issued his first veto in his entire presidency. The veto blocked a measure to block the new investment rule that was just made by the Biden administration. Look, he blamed the MAGA Republicans for this passing. Multiple Democrats voted for the repeal of this crap new rule that, if implemented, the Labor Department has created a rule that would allow for certain retirement plans to weigh environmental, social, and corporate governance factors when selecting investments, instead of making decisions based solely on the best return or rate. So a company or a retirement plan, they could decide, you know what, this is an environmental issue. We're going to potentially risk your entire retirement on this one environmental plan because the Earth's going to die in 5 years. Yeah, that's a rule that was passed by the Labor Department. No wonder people like Joe Manchin and John Tester voted to overturn this crap rule. The point of retirement, get the best rate of return. That's the whole point of your freaking job. So yeah, hopefully something changes, but it doesn't look likely that they will override the veto, as you need supermajorities to override it. That's unlikely to happen. And that, folks, is the first segment of Morning with Real American. That's the name of it. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter account in the description down below, and join the channel today. Big shout out to the Coolidge Project. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed to all of you.